Good morning. Welcome to the RSL Victoria Dawn Service 2020. This Anzac Day will be like no other Anzac Day, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't take the time to show our respect to all veterans and their families who give so much and ask for so little. Due to the coronavirus, a large part of our dawn service has been pre-recorded to ensure that we have complied with the restrictions and distancing criteria set out by the state government. Where this has not been possible, the RSL has applied for an exemption. You may also note that some of the service will be slightly different for that reason. The service will soon commence with the arrival of Her Excellency, the Honourable Linda Dessau, Governor of Victoria. The Shrine Guard will now take post. Her Excellency, the Honourable Linda Dessau, Governor of Victoria, will now enter the sanctuary. Dr. Robert Webster, OAM, State President of RSL Victoria, will now recite the ANZAC Requiem.
On this day above all days, we recall those who served in war and who did not return to receive the grateful thanks of the nation. We remember those who still sleep where they were left, amid the holly scrub in the valleys and on the ridges of Gallipoli, on the rocky and terraced hills of Palestine, and in the lovely cemeteries in France. We remember those who lie asleep in ground beneath the shimmering haze of the Libyan desert, at Bardia, Derna, Tobruk, and amid the mountain passes and olive groves of Greece and Crete, and the rugged snow-capped hills of Lebanon and Syria. We remember those who lie buried in the jungles of Malaya and Burma, in New Guinea and in the distant isles of the Pacific. We remember those who lie in unknown resting places in almost every land, and those gallant sailors whose grave is the unending sea. Especially do we remember those who died as prisoners of war, remote from their homeland and from the comforting presence of their kith and kin. We think of the sacrifice and service of the women who gave their lives in our own and foreign lands and at sea in 2 world wars. We recall too the staunch friends who fought beside us on the first Anzac Day, men of New Zealand who helped create the name of Anzac, and all the New Zealanders who have served alongside us since. We recall all those who gave their lives in the merchant services and in British, Commonwealth and Allied forces. We think of every man and woman who in those crucial hours died so that the lights of freedom and humanity might continue to shine. We think of those gallant men and women who died in Korea, Malaya, Borneo, Vietnam, Timor, Iraq and Afghanistan, and in peacekeeping and peace-enforcing commitments to defend our freedom and preserve peace and security. May they rest proudly in the knowledge of their achievements, and may we and our successors in that heritage prove worthy of their sacrifice.
The Governor will now lay a wreath on behalf of all Victorians. Dr. Webster will now read verses 3 and 4 of Lawrence Binyon's Ode for the Fallen.
They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget.
The national anthems of New Zealand and Australia will now be performed by leading seaman Tracy Kennedy.
E hoa atua onya iwi matora atafakaronga e aroha noa ki ahua ko te pai ki a tatoa tawhai mana a ki ti a mai e at thy feet. In the bonds of love we meet. Hear our voices, we entreat. God, defend our free land. God, Pacific's triple star, from the shafts of strife and war, make her praises heard afar. God, defend New Zealand. Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains and let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath our radiant Southern Cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make this commonwealth of ours renowned of all the lands. For those who've come across the seas, we've boundless plains to share. With courage let us all combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strains and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
This brings us to the conclusion of this morning's ceremonial component at the Shrine of Remembrance. Shrine Guard, dismount.
Shrine Guard, make mark,
The Governor will now depart by the south door.